Good morning from the final Friday of the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. Today, the show jumpers have a day off, following the closest of finals in the team competition yesterday, when the Netherlands repeated their 2006 Games victory to take gold. The Dutch were also cheering at the Hippodrome after the first of 2 days of the driving dressage, as IJsbrand Jardin heads the leaderboard going into day 2. Great Britain's Joanne Eccles is poised to regain her individual title at the vaulting arena. The team vaulting culminates this evening. Later in the programme, I'll be joined by world number 3 show jumper Ben Maher, along with Just World ambassador Hannah Selleck. First on Chez, I'm pleased to welcome the vaulting German squad, one of the favourites to take the top podium position tonight. Ladies, thank you very much indeed for coming in so early this morning, because I know you had a very late night last night. First of all, Jessica, you're team manager and indeed the lunger, which we'll come on to.
Great.
But you're heading the leaderboard at the moment, going into the team tonight, but it's very close at the top, isn't it? Tell us about that.
It is very close, yes, indeed. So we have been pretty good at compulsories and also very good at the first freestyle, but still 3 things could have been gone better. And so all in all, we took the lead yesterday, and we hope to to be able to do our best tonight, which is going to be very late at about 9:15 p.m.
Wow.
To do the best freestyle we can, and hope to win the gold medal.
That's, looking at my watch, I mean, that's about 11 hours away from now, before you actually compete tonight. So, Pauline, what will you be doing for the next 11 hours before you get there?
Well, first we will have a short practice today, and then we will have lunch, and then return to the hotel and maybe take a little nap or relax. And then we will come back to the stadium and watch the finals of the male individual. We will be cheering for the Germans, and then prepare for our finals.
Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the programme that the Netherlands regained their title from Aachen. Of course, in Aachen in 2006 at the World Equestrian Games, the German flag was the top flag on the podium in the vaulting. Silver in Kentucky wasn't your team, but obviously, Milena, you're hoping to regain that German position on the top of the podium tonight. Is that very important to you?
Yeah, I don't know, it's not that important we win this competition, but we try to be content with our performance tonight, and that's the most important thing, I think.
Good. Jessica, I want to just talk a little bit about the way that vaulting works, because it's not jumping and dressage is pretty well known globally, but vaulting, of course, is not a sport as well known. Because I'm very interested in how you pick teams, because it's not just about being a good vaulter. It's all to do with actually clubs being getting
That's
together.
Great.
Tell them a little bit about that.
That's great. So we don't have a kind of a national team. The team that Pauline and Milena are in, the team I coach, they are all from a region in western part of Germany, and we have so many different clubs in Germany, and we have many tryouts through the whole season, and it ends in the national championships, and there are 26 of the best teams and 26 clubs of many different regions, and so there's only one club which qualifies for World or European Championships or even World Equestrian Games. So it's not as easy. You cannot just pick 6 of the best vaulters around Germany and put together a team, because the routines up there in the freestyle, you won't manage to bring 6 people together who will work out that well, like a team does that is practicing together like 4 or 5 times during the winter and each day during summer.
We ought to give your club a mention. Which club? What's the name of your club?
We are called Team Neuss. Neuss is a city near Cologne, which you might know.
I know Pauline, yes. Very nice dom they've got there. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Why not? And we are very famous for that sports. Like Team Neuss has been in the world, has been the world's best since the 80s already. So, and I've been a vaulter as well there, and I've won many medals with Team Neuss. So Neuss is a place which is known by every vaulter probably.
Now, I want to just ask Milena something, because of course you changed clubs.
Yes.
That was a clever political move for you, was it 2 or 3 years ago? Tell us about that.
Yeah,
Why did you change?
Very clever, I think. Because I was in a club no one knows. And then in 2009 I changed the club because I want to win some medals.
Sure.
And yeah, then I went to Neuss.
Yeah, she got talent. I have to say that. Like, we don't get let everyone come in who wants to come in. So we had a big tryout, and actually she was a fan of our team in 2006 when she saw us in Aachen. She thought, oh, I want to once get there, and she was very ambitious, and so yeah, we let her vault a little in our club to see how she would work, and she did a good job. So
there's a trial process. You can't just. I couldn't just call up and say I want to be a member of your club and come vaulting.
You can be a member of our club, but maybe not on our vaulting team.
Oh, okay.
Yes, no.
But so that's very competitive.
It is.
Yeah.
Like vaulting, we have about over 100,000 vaulters in Germany. That's quite a lot. So Germany is always very well known for horse sports, and also in Germany. If you walk around and you meet people and you tell them I'm a coach for vaulting, they know what it is, at least.
Sure.
So, and in many different countries, of course, it's not the same. People would say, vaulting what? So, yeah, in Germany, we do have a very, very good quality of vaulting already.
Pauline, you look very young, sitting here in 2014, and the reason I say that is because, of course, this is it was 8 years ago in Aachen you took part in the team. What were you doing then? Tell us about that team.
Yes, I was there 2006. I was the smallest girl in the team then, the flyer, doing the exercises high above the floor. So yeah, this year I'm, I guess, the second oldest one, and now I have to lift the new flyer. Yes, it's a completely new position.
So how old were you in 2006?
How old?
Were you then in Aachen?
I was 12.
You were 12 years old.
Don't tell your age.
You've stopped being a flyer. I take it that as you get older and you get a bit bigger, a flyer has to be the lightest member of the group. Do you miss being thrown around in the air?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
It's a lot of fun, actually, yes.
Yeah. But you're putting not your life, but your body in everybody else's hands. Is that not a bit frightening?
No, not at all, because yeah, in the team it's very important that you like each other and you trust each other. So as the flyer, you know the others won't let you just fall down. They would rather fall down themselves than letting you go on the floor. So yeah, that's no problem.
Well, the other very important part of the team is, of course, the horse. Yeah. And Jessica, you're, apart from being team manager, you're also the lunger. Now, I don't think possibly a lot of people in the world will fully appreciate the importance of the lunger. Tell us a little bit about when you go out there, you're not just there to hold the end of a piece of lunging rein, are you?
That would be so nice.
Tell us what your role is as a lunger.
Okay, first of all, I've never seen someone win either male, female, pas de deux or team competition without one of the best horses. The horse is the most important fact of this thing called vaulting. And what I basically have to do is to keep the horse moving always in the same speed of canter, try to make it calm down. Although the arena is going crazy when they enter, it's really, in vaulting, I think it's the worst. We come in and everyone is cheering. It's very, very loud. So, and you have just 30 seconds to get your horse back into the focus, to really be calm and to have a good quality of canter, and don't react to the moves. So what I basically do is the same like a rider does, just that I'm 8 meters away from a horse, which is very hard. You have to have a good communication with your horse on the big distance. So what I do with the launch, I can correct slightly to make it calm down a little, or with a whip I can try to make it jump through a little better. So it's very difficult and it's very stressing, to be honest. But yeah, it's interesting.
And the whole team. Just remind me, how many? There'll be 6 members of a team
6
tonight.
members.
Only ever 3 at one time on the horse.
Okay, but yeah, correct. But then they are up in the air in 5 meters. So if the horse moves a little faster, in that time someone is up there standing on the shoulder of someone standing on the horse, and the horse is doing some wrong move, they will just.
Yeah. I want to just go back to the 30 seconds. So when you go into the arena, because I want to talk a little bit about the Zenith Stadium, you've only got a few seconds for to get your horse climatized, if you like.
That's it. So what happens is the audience cheers until the team takes place at the side. Then they start shouting several things like "good luck" and "woo woo," and it takes a long time sometimes in vaulting. And this is the time you get the horse on the circle and walk. Then you have 1 round of trot. And then they ring the bell and you start canter, and then you have 30 seconds until you have to go on and do your program. That's a short time. Yeah.
Do you have any verbal contact with the team during the process of the? Are you allowed to call to them or say something, or do you not need to do that?
No, actually, I don't need to do that.
No.
Like we know. I know. Although I just have the focus on the horse, I know what happens up there. I see half of the leg of the vaulter, which is up there. Don't see more. I don't see the highest part of it. I just focus on the horse, but I can feel what happens up there, if everything's on time and everything's going well. And sometimes I can talk to the one in the middle who's going up next to tell them, watch out here, or do this or do that. But if it's running well, I don't talk that much. I have to focus on the horse, and they have to focus on themselves.
Sure. Milena, the Zenith Stadium, I understand from talking to some other competitors this week, is quite an unusual stadium. It's a theatre, in fact, used for musical entertainment and other things. But it's got a lot of atmosphere, I understand. Well, it certainly feels like it.
The atmosphere is very good there, but I think it's quite difficult, especially for the horses, because you warm up outside and it's light and the normal day, and then you go through the dark tunnel and everything is dark, and there are so many flashlights, and that's very difficult, I think. But for us, it's not a problem. I think the problem is for the horse.
How old is the horse that you have?
9.
9. Oh, quite a young horse.
Yeah, just turned 10 actually. Forgot the birthday. No, it's fine. No, it's all fine. Yeah, we bought her. She is actually, it's Delia. It's a mare, and it's the first team season for that horse. And team is always the hardest program, actually. And she's doing very well and very focused. And we had really, like Milena said, we had problems to even enter the arena because the black curtain was the problem at the first time. The second time she took a look up to the screens, big video screens, and yeah, it's quite a difficult arena to launch in. But we are very confident she will make a good job tonight as well.
Great. Pauline, just a quick word about the practicing, because I know that you've obviously been doing it, as you said, since you were very, very young. How many times a week do you practice when you're at home?
Well, that depends. In winter, we usually have, well, we always have 3 times a week on the horse, but we do a lot of things beside the horse. In the winter, it's usually, in total, maybe 4 times a week training. But during the season, it's almost every day. And the last weeks now, before the WEC, we trained each day together and
what do you do about schooling and things?
Yeah.
What happens? Nothing happens.
A little problem sometimes. There's not a lot of time left for school or something like that.
No.
Yeah, well, I study mechanical engineering.
Oh, okay.
And usually you really need a lot of time to study for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes I have to look, I can't do every exam, or I have to take a break or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, somehow that works.
Good. Well, we wish you all the very best of luck this evening. We hope you regain that top podium finish, and I hope it all goes well. I'm sure it will, but we'll come down and we'll watch you tonight. So thank you very much indeed for joining us on Chez, Philippe. It was very nice to see you.
Thank you.
Well, our roving reporter Sienna was out and about yesterday having yet more fun. Let's go and see what she got up to.
Hi Phil, I'm in the village again today and I thought it was about time that I showed you around the FEI Pavilion. Hi Richard, I'm Sienna.
Sienna, pleased to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Can you please tell me about this FEI Pavilion? It is stunning.
Well, this is a first for the FEI. Basically, it's a pavilion to introduce the FEI to the public here in Caen, and it's really just to showcase each of the disciplines that we have and generally to talk about the FEI as a whole. These screens showcase each of the different disciplines, but in using some of the photos which we've taken over the last few years. And lots of these photos are really behind the scenes. It's the atmosphere, the reportage, so you can actually smell that you're at an event. And I think for the equestrian world, it's not just the competition shots, it's to show the people behind the scenes and the sports and the atmosphere and the sweat and the laughter and the joy. And that's what it's all about.
It really is. And on your Facebook pages and Instagrams, you've had a lot of behind the scenes photos, which is nice because not a lot of people see that. They see the glorious ones of the medals, prize givings, but they don't see back at the stable yards or the riders preparing.
Precisely, and my team run the Facebook page, and basically for Facebook we wanted people, and we always think, you know, if I'm an 18-year-old girl in Kentucky or I'm a 15-year-old boy in South America and we know they can't get here, and it's just to show them, to give a little flavour of what's going on at the games, even here in the pavilion. And I think for Facebook, the FEI Facebook page, it's worked really well, that we're showing people something which they normally couldn't get to see.
I've noticed this very modern looking tree. What's that for?
Yeah, this is a little bit abstract, but basically we wanted a tree to showcase with the different sort of tablets on here, all the different sort of apps and applications that you can get from the FEI, be it FEI TV, or FEI Facebook or FEI.org, but also we have something called Horsify You, where you take a picture of yourself and it will turn you into a horse, or it'll give you the horse features. We also have the FEI Sports app, which shows you all the facts and figures and around the world and at the FEI World Equestrian Games. So there's an awful lot that you can do.
Excuse me, I'll put the mic down for a sec. Ah, efficient and green. Oh, clothing, now I really am getting excited. Can anyone just walk in and buy these?
Yeah, FEI Collection, it's a new range run by the FEI. Basically you go online to the FEI website and follow for FEI Collection, make your orders online all over the world.
So I've seen the front, what about behind the scenes?
Walk this way, follow me. So, welcome to the offices of the FEI staff here at the pavilion. As you can see, it's a hive of activity.
Well, everyone's hard at work and it's lovely and cool in here.
It's a place where all the action and the fun happens. It's hard work, but people are enjoying working here. It's been a nice atmosphere.
I am off to explore more of the village. So Richard, I will see you soon, I'm sure.
See you around.
Thank you.
I'm very pleased to welcome into the studio Ben Maher and Hannah Selleck. Good morning, Hannah, and morning, Ben. Thanks very much for joining us. Ben, I want to just come to you first. You're here at the Games, not as an athlete. The world knows that. First of all, how is Sella?
She's fine. She's probably in the paddock this morning and just sustained a small injury in one of the last training sessions before here. And for the welfare of Sella, she's a horse that I can't come across very often, and I need her for the future, so it was best to leave her at home this week.
It's obviously disappointing not to come to another major. You've obviously been to a lot of them. However, there are quite a lot of majors now, and keeping the horses fresh and sound, I guess, is probably almost a bit more of a challenge these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's we specifically saved Sella through the summer months for the Games, which is even more disappointing. She probably didn't jump as much as some of the other horses, but sometimes you need a little luck, and we just didn't have it the past few months. And we'll get this week out of the way now and come and support the rest of the team, and look forward to the next competition.
Yeah. Hannah, you've flown in to be here because you've got this very important role as being the WEG ambassador for Just World.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Just World and your role in it.
Well, I'm an ambassador for Just World, and Just World is an organization that acts to mobilize the equestrian world to help children in impoverished nations, and we have programs in Honduras, Guatemala, Colombia, and Cambodia that help with education, sanitation, and leadership for the children in those countries.
It's important to mention also, but whilst you are an ambassador, you're a rider yourself,
yes.
going up through the ranks. In fact, you competed just in New York just before you got here, didn't you?
Yeah, right before I came, I was competing at the Hampton Classic, finished there, hopped on a plane, and came straight here.
What are your ambitions in terms of riding? I know your name is already, in the lists at places like Calgary and great shows like that, but would you like to become in the sort of position that Ben is in?
I'd love to. Trying to move up the ranks, had some success as a young rider, and now trying to jump into those developing riders touring some of the smaller Nations Cup teams, bringing along a new top horse that I think will be really good, and brought her up through the ranks, and she's just starting to get back in the big stuff, so it should be an exciting fall and winter, and hope to accomplish some of the stuff at the higher sport.
So what height is she jumping?
She's just moved into the open meter 45s, and next week at the American Gold Cup we'll do the FEI on her for the first time. So
oh, great!
Yeah, really
That's
exciting. Happy to be back in there.
Brilliant. Well, it's great of you to travel over here to Normandy. Actually, it's been a great game. So
it has great sport to watch.
Yeah, brilliant. Ben, you haven't long been here. You're here because one of your key owners, Jane Clark, is here with the driving team of Chester Webbers. So you're with Jane. Are you supporting here to support the driving?
Yeah, I come over initially to support my teammates, and didn't get to see so much of them unfortunately this week. But now we switch over to the driving. We're going to head over there today with Jane and cheer Chester along. He's in a good position right now. I think he's #1 in the world in driving, and hoping to have a good week and cheer Jane up a bit.
Jane is not somebody that the equestrian world knows a great deal about. Would it be fair to call her the American version of Madeleine Winter-Schultz, if you like? She's such a huge supporter, because it's not just jumpers. As I say, we mentioned Chester Webber. What other horses and other sports is Jane involved with?
She owns a number of dressage horses. She owns more jumpers for Leslie Burr Howard, rodeo balls. Yeah, she's got pretty much everything with 4 legs, and enjoys everything. So I'm just a small piece of the team, and we all communicate between each other. We all know what's going on, and yeah, we have a good time along the way.
She's obviously a true enthusiast, and she gets to as many shows as she can. I know she pops over to the key European shows. Yeah,
and she's I think involved in a lot of businesses and the baseball over in America, but she loves to watch the horses and tries to get over as much as possible.
Great. Hannah, when it comes to breeding horses, you of course you're not just a rider that we've just heard about, but you've also got a breeding operation that you've started.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I'm just getting into it and learning as I go along, but I have a couple of retired Grand Prix horses that I had when I was younger, and started a breeding operation with them in the States. So right now I have about 7 young horses we've bred. Wow. Most currently a foal this year. We did a surrogate with the mare I have now that's just coming up into the big stuff. And then the oldest baby is 4.
And do you have a chosen breed? Do you have a favourite bloodlines that you like to follow?
No, it makes it a little limiting being in the States, because some of the mares, don't take to the stallions where you have to ship over with the frozen semen. So it limiting logistically, but try and follow some of the top popular stallions.
Of course,
right
you
now.
were living in California. You're now based in New York.
Now based in New York. Changed that up this year, and it's been a nice move.
We ought to. You don't mind me mentioning your dad?
No.
Tom Selleck. Has your father ever ridden?
He learned to ride for Western movies.
Oh, did he?
So growing up, we had horses on their ranch in California, and he rode Western. Now he has less time to do that with his work schedule, but he is, somewhat horsey, and my mom rode for a bit. So it's nice that they both understand it.
Yeah, that's good. And they're both obviously very supportive.
They're very supportive. They did a lot when I was younger. With my dad's work schedule in New York, it's tough to get out and see me all the time, but he will be at the LA Masters to watch. So hasn't seen me in a while. I think it'll be nice for him to see that show, and it'll be a nice venue.
Yeah. Ben, Hannah's just talked about breeding horses, and I want to just talk about that a bit more, because some of the teams, like the US Grand Prix teams, the top teams that we've got around the world, they've got some serious depth of horses and riders. I mean, the US probably could have fielded 2 teams here by the way they've been jumping. But other countries, and Great Britain being one, have a dearth of good horses. And I think what I find interesting is that's not for lack of trying or looking, because you've now been looking for some more horses, but you were telling me just before we came on air that's a lot easier to say about going to buy a horse than finding one. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we breed a few as well, just for fun. You know, I don't expect anything to come of it. And
you bred Triple X, didn't you?
I bred Triple X, which I got lucky. I'm the luckiest breeder there is. I didn't breed so many, and I had one that went the whole way. But I've got even now 1 or 2 4 and 5-year-olds in the field that I haven't even touched. I just haven't had the time to do that yet. So. But yeah, I'm in a lucky position now with Jane, where she's said to me that we perhaps look for another horse or 2 and replace 1 or 2 of the horses that had injuries and things over the last year. And I've been everywhere. I've been to Germany a few times, Bulgaria, France, Holland, and there's just not enough horses to go around anymore, I don't think. So we have to, everyone's looking for the same thing, and the hidden gem, if you like, and it's got a lot tougher, I think, in the past few years.
So you've been to all those countries to look at horses, and you've not found one. I mean, how long have you been looking?
Been looking a few months now, and that's whittling it down. I mean, first to get the videos, so there must have been 30 to 40 videos that we watch, and then gone off to try the ones that look interesting for me personally. It doesn't mean they're not good horses, but just for myself personally. And I'm comparing to Seller and Triple X, Eureka, and
you've got to.
I've been in a lucky position in the past year, and perhaps might need to lower expectations a little bit and try and find something that's just a little bit 1 level down that we can bring up to that level.
So, to get you to the airport on a plane to go and look at a horse in Bulgaria or whatever, what boxes has that horse ticked? Is there age, breeding, height? What are the key factors that get you onto an airplane to fly to look at a horse?
I think nowadays the rideability of the horse is important, the athleticism, look into the history of the horse, what it's been jumping, where it's been, age, price comes into a lot of things nowadays, and in the end you can't see everything on a video. You just have to get a nice feeling and then go over there and try, and sometimes you get pleasantly surprised, and sometimes you get back on the plane thinking it was a waste of time, but it's you have to go and look.
I think the expression is, if you don't go fishing, you can't catch fish. Somebody once said. Hannah, that sort of, talking about breeding horses, listening to what Ben's saying there's must be quite an opportunity, and particularly you said in America, as the dearth of horses, for actually good breeders to come in, and let's be honest, the money's going up because they're becoming rarer.
Yeah.
That, of course, pushes the price up considerably. We've heard some staggering figures of horses sold, over the last few years. So is that from a breeding point of view, is that also in your sights to try to breed, not just for you to ride, but just to sell?
Oh yeah, to sell and to maybe find something that would be for me. You don't know what you're going to get, but maybe one out of the group of them could be something great. You just don't know.
No.
See how they come along.
Fingers crossed,
yeah.
As you say. I always think that from breeding horses, Ben's obviously had huge success.
Right.
But you've got all the risks. You've got every risk that could possibly happen, can't you? For a start, they've got to be born sound and whole and have 2 eyes and 4 feet and things like that, pointing the right direction. And it's a hell of a challenge.
And you could have the best combination, and it never even turns into anything.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very rewarding at the same time. There's a little bit less pressure, and they come out every day and they learn something new, and there's a lot to be said for that.
I mean, selling a horse like Triple X must have been quite emotional for you as well, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was. We spent a long time to, well, he only ever had me on him from the very beginning, and the time was right in the end. I was in a lucky position. I had 3 Grand Prix horses and something kind of had to give, so we sold him, and fortunately he went to probably one of the best show jumping families there is in the world right now. They've bought a lot of horses, and he's living in a palace, I think, by the sounds of things, and probably living the high life that all the things he missed with me, he's getting there now. So I hope he works out for Tiffany, and they seem to enjoy him very much.
That's great news, and hopefully we'll be seeing them on the circuit. In terms of horses back at home, you've got a horse that you're going to compete at the top level. That's one of your pupils, I think, haven't you?
Yes, we've got quite a lot of people training right now, and I've been riding Wing Sublime from Cara Chad, who was a little bit on standby for here, but that didn't work out in the end after Sella. So we will probably use her in Barcelona now, and Cara's back in school in California right now, so I'll keep that one going until she's available. Hopefully she stays in school a little longer.
Well, Hannah, are you here till the end of the games now? Yeah.
No, I have to leave on Saturday to get back to prepare to show next week.
And have you got any plans over the next couple of days then you'll be watching some jump? Will you get the jumping in tomorrow or not?
No, I have to leave early tomorrow morning to make it back.
So do you do anything for is there any jobs that you've got to do here for Just World yet?
I've pretty much wrapped them up. We've done a lot of the official WEG Ambassador and Just World Ambassador work, and today's the last day, so wrapping it up.
Well, I hope that's all gone well for you.
It's gone great and been a great experience.
And we look forward to seeing you on the US teams in
hopefully.
years to come.
Hopefully, thank you.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Ben, it's great for you to drop in, being here as a spectator, and best wishes to Jane Clark with the driving team. I hope that all pans out and goes well.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, let's go and see if we can find Sienna and get the latest social media update.
Social media has yet again been keeping us up to date with all things here at the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. FEI's Instagram page has posted a photo of one of the Dutch team riders on his gorgeous liver chestnut with the caption, "Gold to the Netherlands, team #jumping competition winner with 12.83 points." Over on FEI's Twitter page is a great photo from the jumping prize giving yesterday, with the tweet saying, "Netherlands, France, USA, Germany and Sweden booked team spots at Rio 2016. Congratulations." FEI's Facebook page has posted some fun photos of yesterday's music festival, with photos of huge crowds and the band holding Norman, the game's mascot. I'll see you tomorrow for more updates.
Well, that draws to a close another episode of Chez. We'll be back tomorrow, the penultimate day of the 2014 Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games.